Your turn to take the floor.
All right. I help people fund their dreams by mastering their finances. Because whether you like it or not, in order to make your dreams a reality, money will play a part. I've worked with hundreds of millionaires over the past decade, and no, wealth does not equal happiness. But if you're wealthy and you're unhappy, it's not really a money problem. I have never once heard any of my clients say, I'm really unhappy and it's because I have too much money. 3 out of 4 Americans say that money or lack of money is the #1 source of their stress. And stress has real impact on your body. Left unchecked, it can contribute to health problems such as high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and it also negatively affects your thoughts and feelings. What bothers me about this statistic is that money problems is not due to a lack of effort. It's because we're never taught how to manage it. Money problems are solvable problems. Let me tell you a quick story of how knowledge can impact wealth. Michelle is a hard worker. Her parents did not save for retirement and were constantly fighting and fighting and fighting over money. So Michelle was determined to avoid the same fate. She worked days and nights to save as much money as she can. She skips the meals she craves, skips some nights hanging out with friends, skips Thanksgiving with family pre-COVID because travel is too expensive. And her efforts pay off, and she saves $500 per month for 30 years. And by the end of those 30 years, she has saved $180,000. But let's say instead of saving $500 per month in her checking account, Michelle saves that in the stock market. No, Michelle's not researching stocks and picking the best performing ones. She's simply putting it in an index fund that follows the general US stock market. The market has returned over the past 90 years on average 10%. Meaning by saving $500 a month in stocks, after tax, Michelle's account is estimated to be worth $770,000. Now let's think about that. She put in the same amount of effort, same amount of time, same amount of dollars. The only difference was that she has some knowledge, and Michelle's now 4 times wealthier. I'm going to take this one step further and say that Michelle opened and saved the $500 in a Roth IRA account, which is a tax-advantaged account that is free and available to pretty much anyone. By using this special account to save on taxes, Michelle's $500 per month savings turns into $1.1 million. And no, again, wealth alone does not equal happiness, but how you use your wealth can make a meaningful difference in your life. What are your goals? What is your dream? What is that one thing you love doing more than anything else in this world? Michelle never wanted $1 million in her savings, and meaning she didn't need to save $500 per month. Maybe she could have eaten sushi and steak every once in a while. Maybe she didn't have to miss out on those times with her friends. And maybe, just maybe, she was able to afford the plane ticket home after all, so that she can spend Thanksgiving with family. In 2021, I am out to educate as many people as I can in mastering their finances so they can live their best life. My name is Daniel, and I help people fund their dreams.
Daniel, man, that was, first off, I just want to call out, because I love this, how beautifully you closed the loop. You started with setting up this idea of these dreams that she basically didn't live out. And you told us at the beginning that you help people fund their dreams. And at the end, you looped it all back and said she could have eaten steak and sushi. She could have gone out with friends. She could have taken that trip back to Thanksgiving. I'm telling you, when I heard that, I was like, oh, loop closed. And that is just beautiful. Like, that was such a cool technique to use there. I absolutely loved that. Man, Daniel, that was so like warm and engaging. And to be like, the biggest thing that stood out to me was just his confidence of your delivery. Like, you're just like rock solid. I'm here, I'm talking, I've got this. You went straight into this really great story and example. Like, that's how you teach money, right? We can't teach money in the abstract. We've got to teach money with 100,000 versus 770,000 versus 1.1 million. Yeah, I need somebody who can educate me. I thought it was so well done, Daniel. Like, that was, and I know you're planning on launching your own course and teaching these sort of things. And that kind of delivery where you just stand and deliver so confidently, explain it in such a clear manner. It was elegant and eloquent. It oozed with this credibility and authenticity as you're telling it to me. Like, all these things that I want to hear from someone who I'm going to give money to or trust to teach me about money came through in that speech. Like, again, you're another person I've known since Rite of Passage. And that was like the Daniel that I knew in Rite of Passage, and the way you would have delivered that is totally different than the Daniel who just delivered this, because that was so good. Man, go Tyler, you can take over. That was,
yeah, I will quickly echo, just because it's worth mentioning, like the structure and the format was wonderful. Like, again, it was very elegant. The closing of the loop, you used three things, three examples each time you went through. Like, you had threes within threes, all the perfect amount of content. It flowed very well, nothing repeated. But so the content was great, and I echo Robbie. The most important part to me was at the beginning, was the way that you set the tone, because if someone's going to tell me about money, like, I kind of want them to be a little bit greedy. Like, I want to hear that they're going to do a little bit extra for me than the other guy, because they're more greedy, or they're going to teach me to be more greedy. Because even though I want to think of myself as like the nice entrepreneur, like the nice guy, the philanthropist, I secretly, I'm still just greedy. Like, I want that money. And so what you did that was so smart was you talked about that money is a benefit. Like, money is the thing that we use to measure the value of everything in our society. Like, money is a benefit. No one complains that they have too much of it. But then you also said, like, money's not everything. Like, it can't buy you happiness. And so you gave us enough of a like healthy attitude toward life that when you close the loop at the end, and you talked about how, look, money is important. We all need it. We all want it. We want to have the most of it. If you're going to do the same, if you're going to use the same energy to earn money, save it in the best way, or invest it in the best way so you get the biggest return. But then when you close that loop at the end, you brought it all the way back to, it's still not all about money. It's about lifestyle. It's about what you can do with the money. And I thought that was such a clever way to keep you right on the edge of where I want you, which is, I want you as greedy as possible without making me feel like I'm greedy for using you. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm cheating to use you as an expert and getting advice, but I want to be right at the edge. Like, that's what I want. So that was such a perfect balance. And I really enjoyed the message as a result.
Thank you, Tyler.
yeah, man, Daniel, that was so good. Like, if you can deliver that every time. I know you were talking the other day, you had like a pitch or something you had coming up, and you were like, I'm ready to do it. I mean, based on what I've seen here, like, I couldn't agree. I could not agree more, man. I honestly could not.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, that was great. And again, just 3 for 3. I know we've got 2 left to finish it. We'll go into some other stuff after that.